I wonder if people have even an idea of what I go through in the morning in order to sit up in this wheelchair and look like this. I mean, people will often say that I look so normal. I hardly seem disabled. But to get me up sitting in this chair is a 2-hour routine that includes range of motion exercises, a bed bath, toileting me, putting on my leg bag, catheter, support hose, binders, strapping on a corset, getting me dressed, and then I'm finally lifted into a wheelchair. Then it's brush my teeth, fix the hair, fix breakfast, and all the other fixes. And that's just the abridged version. And in the evening, I just don't jump into bed out of this wheelchair. It is the same routine, except in reverse. So day in and day out, 365 days a year, and it never varies, unless I become sick, and then there is more involved. Caring for someone like me, a quadriplegic, is something that my husband Ken gladly signed up to do when we married in 1982. We took our vows, for better or for worse, in sickness and in health, and not once has Ken regretted marrying me. But that does not make it easy. All families like ours have their challenges, but when you add a chronic condition like mine, or let's say the family member is a child with multiple disabilities, then the challenges can become overwhelming. You could be a son caring for your father with Alzheimer's. You could be a single mother coping with your teenage boy with autism. Disability tests the best of relationships. There's social isolation, the financial strain, insurance hassles, and a life that's totally different from your neighbor across the street. But when Jesus Christ is at the center of your suffering, a family can say, hopefully, with Psalm 79, verse 8, "May your mercy come quickly to meet us, for we are in desperate need." Jesus would never have a caregiver, quote, do it alone. And it's why he created spiritual community. Without people praying for and supporting you, providing respite when it's needed, a caregiver can crack under the pressure of loneliness, guilt, and even depression. And the person with the disability can start looking like the enemy. So it's important to ask for help. Thank God for the women who chip in to help me in the morning, giving my husband an occasional break to go fishing. And it's so critical to get exercise when you're a caregiver. Maybe even a walk around the block brightens the spirits. Oh, and by the way, Ken has left me alone many times when he takes walks or goes to the store. Sure, it's a risk, but it's a reasonable risk. I just make certain I'm strapped in my wheelchair and my leg bag is empty. Also, caregivers need to enjoy their friends. And as a disabled person, the onus is on me to support my husband when he has lunch with a friend. Whenever nerves are frazzled or Ken and I feel like we're ready to throw in the towel, one of us will invariably say, "Hold on, stop. We need to pray." And we both know that we are in trouble, so we stop and we pray. What a blessing that is. Oh, and one other word, a final word. Whether you are a caregiving parent of a disabled child or the spouse of someone like me with a disability, thank you for not turning away from your own flesh and blood, as it says in Isaiah 58. And remember, you are not alone. There are thousands of families just like yours who struggle with trapped feelings. So consider attending a Joni and Friends event in your region. You need respite. Your family needs a break from the routine. You need to meet others who understand. And last word, man, do I applaud you as a caregiver. I admire you as a caregiver, for you have the favor of Jesus Christ. Colossians 3, verse 23 to 24 says, quote, "Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for men, since you know that you will receive an inheritance from the Lord as a reward. For it is the Lord Christ you are serving." You could be helping your wife with toileting routines, or maybe spoon feeding lunch to your disabled child. But behind it all, it is the Lord Christ you are serving, and He will give you a reward and take great pleasure in what you are doing as a caregiver.